Hey everyone, so allegedly I'm live, and let's, um, okay, computer's right there. You're on the rollback. So allegedly, I should show up as being live or something. I don't know. Let's figure that out. Okay. It's been a minute since I did the computer thing, so I'm like completely just, oh, cool. I'm there. Oh, heard myself. Good to go. Oh, cool. I'm there. Okay. All right. Live. Working on breaks. All right. We did that. We're live. It works. We proved it. Okay. What's the plan? So literally I just spent like half an hour getting all this crap set up. So we have the laptop, your cable, the microphone. We're going to actually employ some safety. Like, I don't want to go to the hospital. We've got Ethernet to USB-C. We have the other thing for the microphone, the Wi-Fi mic, and that, or wireless mic. That's this right here. Okay. I have no clue how I want to do this. I just, it's been so long. I just don't know. I've got my crazy hybrid mongoloid. I don't even know what you call this thing. It's just my tool of destruction. It'll probably be fine to leave it plugged in over here. My toolbox that goes with it, with different attachments, some gloves. I'm so out of it, and I just want to be lazy. I don't want to do anything. I'm not going to lie. I'm not really whining. It's just me. Why can't we just be on the couch drunk all the time, right? So let's see what kind of view I can get you. It's kind of funny, like, no matter how much prep I do before going live, it always seems like there's so much more I need to do. I mean, I guess I could have, like, turned my laptop on and stared at the video and thought for a minute, like, what am I going to show? All right, we need to get something to hold that out of the way. My cable holder for the rollback. What do you see? You see the hub. All right, that's probably good enough for now. Gloves. I don't know if it's easier to roll that stupid thing on this bad driveway or just handle the drum around. So I guess I could do this face first. Put on some glasses and some ears. And I've got one of these fun little kits from hobo fright. I thought it was open, but it's just torn up. That's fine. I think I'm going to use this. We'll see how this goes. All right, you see the stool. Okay. Yeah, of course. It's way wider than tall. I just don't. I can't even. Sorry. So this crazy contraption is a sawzall, and I took apart this end, and before you get to the reciprocating, there's a spinny thing, and it had a 1/4-inch shaft in the middle, and so I just put my own 1/4-inch shaft in there. So this shaft here is from, well, that's just annoying. We've stripped that thing out somehow. Great. Well, what's the story? That's supposed to be the right size for those. We are not off to a good start. So I have a new thing of set screws at work. This does not work. Maybe I should change out this bushing altogether. Or I should say coupling. These are couplings. These little couplings are stupid expensive too. You get them from McMaster because they're like hardened. They're not like, some fool with a lathe made them. Fool here. Okay, so wow, that's really a lot smaller than 1/4 inch. I bet that's 6 millimeters. That's a little disappointing since it's going to be off center. So now this rod is actually a power transmission shaft, and it has a beveled edge or a flat. And that helps when you have your little gizmo toy thing here. But this might work. And then again, it might not work because it's too small. We'll see. If this keeps loosening up, I'm probably going to have to abandon that altogether. So as somebody put it, this is a hobby truck. And so our requirements are a little different than if, say, this is an over-the-road truck that was expected to go out for 20,000 miles before it comes back. Meaning, I don't know, 2 or 3 trips across the country. This truck might do 20,000 miles the whole rest of its life. And then, like, this tool's probably pretty dangerous, honestly. I mean, I made it like 10 years, 15 years ago when I was working on polishing our molds at work. So I mirror polished the aluminum exposed area of our fuel tank mold. And I kept burning up everyone else's toys. Like, I had a Ford tool, and they didn't believe me when I said it spit flames. This was before, like, people had cell phones with cameras, so first I just used the die grinders, pneumatic die grinders, because those have enough torque to handle the silly abuse I make. And so at some point, I don't know what made me think to try to take apart. I think I was just frustrated from just murdering my air compressor continuously. And so I went to the blue kind of home store. So in San Diego, it was the one place like that on Riverdale. And that particular store is right next to what used to be the stadium. I don't even know if it's still a stadium. It was the Charger Stadium, and then it became Qualcomm. The Qualcomm's a pretty big truck company in San Diego. I was going to apply to work there, and then I found out the way they operated is that they did contracts. So you got hired on for a contract, and then when that contract was up, you didn't necessarily get hired on again, so you'd have to find a new contract. And I was like, well, what do you do when your contract's up and you need work? And I didn't really like the non-answer I got, so I was like, F Qualcomm. I mean, the point of a job is security, not insecurity. Oh, I guess I should do the requisite safety warning about doing what I'm doing. You're not supposed to wear gloves with things that spin because it could grab you and yank it. So don't do what I'm doing. I always do it because I don't want stuff stuck in my hands. All right, what else? Oh yeah, so I'm walking around the blue store and I'm just looking at every power tool there is, wondering if there's a way I could hook up a big cotton buff to it. Because I'd already figured out with a 1/4 inch die grinder that you'd need like an anvil or chuck, something with a screw. So I come up with like this system of using a 1/4 20 screw and washers to hold on the buffs. And it's like all I need is something with a little bit of reach. Oh, I know what did it. For whatever reason, I next used a angle grinder. Right? I forgot that. Or a cutoff tool, I don't know. Electric powered cutoff tool. But then you've got this honking chunk of aluminum like right up in the stuff you're working on. So if you hit your shiny aluminum gas tank with it would put a dent in the stuff in the stuff you just worked on. So I was like, I can't do that. So I did that for a while, using that tool. And I think I was just frustrated with its shortcomings. It had enough torque, but it was like all or nothing too. Like, you know, it was an on-off switch with no variable speed. And so, yeah, I was just walking around the blue store and they had that full display of sawzalls. And I was like, those look like they have something really round and spinny coming out below where the action happens. Like they all have something down here below the action. And if you look, you could tell that there's a motor here. And various ones might have brushes. This has brushes up here and here. But I was like, okay, so you've got this, and then you have this housing and this housing. So I was like, oh, okay. So it's I think it's a 3-to-1. I don't know which way it goes, but there's a reduction here. No, it's 1-to-3. There's a 1-to-3 reduction in speed, but increase in torque, maybe, I don't know. And then so I was like, cool. And I was like, I'll take it and figure it out. So I took it all apart and I was like, oh, cool. I can just throw a shaft in here. And I had a 1/4 stainless shaft in my spare parts laying around because I always have random parts. And I didn't even cut it. It was like 3 feet long or something. And I think I just smashed and pressed on an aluminum sleeve at the end. And then I had a set screw. No, it didn't. It just had 1/4 20 threads. And so that worked great. Then at some point later in life, I realized I wanted to use tools that had a 1/4 shaft. So I didn't have that. I had threads. And then at some point I kind of ruined the chunk of aluminum at the end. So then I got these little collars or couplers from McMaster. I think I've gone all the way around this thing. And so I can pretty much put anything I want at the end of this stick and spin it. Now I gotta be careful going between the locating rib and the stud because I'm gonna piss off this joint. because this will make more torque, and this will try to force its way through, and then this will hang up, and then failure starts going that way. And if I do a bad enough job, the thing I smashed it on in here will slip, and I've had to redo that a couple times. And you can revisit this thing pretty well. Alright, so we did an okay job to start. I don't really like what's going on in that edge, but I just don't know if I can care. What am I going to do to get into those? Let's see what toys we have at our disposal. I suppose I should maybe occasionally look and see if someone made a comment. Kind of can't see anything. So here's another toy we could use. Ouch. So we could come in like that. I guess we'll give this a try. I'm usually not real impressed with these, to be honest. It's like they work best when you don't have torque and speed to back it up, like, say at the end of a drill. I mean, those have torque, but they don't have a lot of speed usually, so you can kind of get away with more. Nope, nobody's here. We're safe. No one can see me screwing it up. That's fine. Oh, okay. So definitely anytime you're working with something with these little sticks in it, these little wires, uh-oh, that's not good. Yeah, we pissed off our gizmo again. Oh well. Maybe I should do the drum before I go and really make this unhappy. Made in Spain. Maybe this one will have 1/4 inch instead of 6mm. Oh yeah, that's much better. So I could see in here, I mean, you have the backlash with the gear, but then I could see this turn with respect to the bearing. So I don't know if you noticed that time it caught, but that was not a good thing. What could possibly go wrong? All right, so maybe we bring you in a little closer. What can you see? Oh, yay, my computer will love pollen. Great. And so to help supply a side load to this, I built this really lame handle. It just has a bearing and it's not the right size, but it lets you, it's less restrictive that way. Let's get our bearings, figure out what's going on. Wow, this is just awkward. And then obviously something's spinning, it's going to want to catch on the edge and launch into that feature. So like an example, it's spinning, let's say it wants to pull off this edge. But if we come over here, it isn't spinning quite the same way, but you still gotta respect the power and the grip. And how do I smell a stink bug? That's just bizarre. All right, we loosened that up a little bit. Every time you hear it catch, it kind of beats everything up. So you gotta check in and see what's going on. Say hi to your stuff. Ooh. So I'm going after this edge just because there might be grease buildup. And then the grease buildup turns into rust grease buildup, which is just rust buildup. So these drums are discontinued and literally nobody's making them anymore. At least not in the United States. Maybe I could get a custom manufacturer to take it, make a mold and make a casting. You know, it'd be worth it if we were in Pakistan, because that's what they do. But the rest of the world is not as civilized as to be able to make parts, because they can't make money off of them. Yeah, that bit in the middle is pretty freaking grumpy. I think we should just scrape that off with something scrapey. Okay, road trip. Hey, girlfriend. Something scrapey. Can I get something scrapey? Here's something scrapey. I thought I had a bigger something scrapey. Well, I mean, I know I have something bigger scrapey. I just managed to lose it, is all. Because that's how that works. Is it in here? Nope. Okay. Oh, we have one person watching. Probably girlfriend. Let's see if this something scrapey works. Oh gosh, it sure does. So this is built up grease because, stuff leaks. And it's probably not even grease. It's probably gear oil that's collected water. And I'm not really going for perfection here. Maybe it shouldn't be a 1/4 inch thick. That's all. Well, it looks like I'm physically able to move this, so that's good. Oh, watch out. This might get on you. Yes, I know it can't because you're through the internet. Usually that's how I remember when people are there, is right after I'm like, oh God. And I'm like, oh yeah, watch out. You're standing where that goes. I wonder if any of the truckers go by, see me, and they're like, what's that stupid weirdo chewing? I mean, we're on a pretty major street and a whole lot of trucks go by. So yeah, if this was a real truck and real service, and we were depending on this real truck and real service for our livelihood and income, probably the thing to do would be to find the best value used whole rear axle and just swap the axle wholesale, and then we would have brakes and brake drums that work. So this diameter is okay. It's 16.5. The issue is the bolt circle is all wrong because it's kind of weird and not standard in the US, which, it's a European truck, so sure. Just coming from a car background, who would think that you just cannot get sort of important stuff? But I don't do ancient cars either. Oh, it's doing that stupid focus thing. Ah, I forgot to turn that off. I don't know if it can. I don't think put you in here. I just don't know. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. The brake chamber on this side is not working at all, neither service nor parking. And when they changed the pads, they obviously didn't double check that anything worked, because you can see the part number still on the pads. And Lord only knows how long ago that was changed, because the folks I got the truck from sure weren't doing any maintenance. Like, I don't know if the place I got it, it was a scrapyard. I don't know if they got it, they at auction to be scrap, and then they just didn't, and they used it. But they used this truck for over a decade, until it just got to where too many things needed love, and they went and bought a new truck. And so, kind of a guy whose job it was to move things, said he liked the cab over better than the new truck, because it really did make a difference getting in places in the yard. And he was sad to see it go. We were probably bidding against him. Maybe it was going to be his personal hobby truck. I guess we can put a little down here. Rotisserie. So thank you all for keeping me company, even though I know no one's actually watching. But I found out there's a real thing. They call it body doubling, where you're working alone, but you live stream, and it psychologically helps ADHD people to feel accompaniment, and value. And I was like, wow, that makes a lot of sense, because I sure, straight up, you go to all my live streams, and at some point I'm like, yeah, I don't want to work, but if I've got you here not watching me, I'll think you're watching me, and then I'll care and I'll try to work. So yeah, if you have a Ford CF family truck, don't know what we're gonna do about our wheels. Shoot, I should look up in my notes somewhere. I wrote down the part number of what the drums were, and nobody can get them. In fact, the last guy I called asked me how I even came up with that part number. And I was like, well, Dan at D&J Supply in Lithonia is the one looking through the books and figured it out. Small plug to them. I mean, they ain't paying me. Ain't nobody paying me. But they've just been incredibly supportive. And, they're nice to me as a person, which is great, because I'm trans. And, well, it's easy for folks to judge. Seems to be all the new thing in most of the South and across the red states. Even though folks don't say much to my face, but they're good to me. So if anybody is in Arkansas, it'd be great if you could ask your attorney general, hey, I got a friend and they get made fun of a lot for looking like a boy because they're tall. And what kind of evidence do they need to bring with them? What kind of papers do they need to go through? Arkansas is like a driver's license with an F good enough? Is their passport good enough? Do they need to get their birth certificate and have that for safe passage through the state of Arkansas? Is that a guarantee? And honestly, same for Tennessee, though their law isn't quite as directly evil. So Tennessee says, well, drag performers are sexualizing something, so we're going to make them illegal, except for very specific licensed establishments and all this. So the way that's written, if I went to a bar and sang karaoke, and somebody wanted to make fun of me, which is the closest that ever happened recently has been in Tennessee, could they call the cops and accuse me of performing as drag? And that case too. Is my driver's license good enough? Is the passport good enough? Do I need to bring my birth certificate to that state? So, yeah, we're not going to go visit daughter-in-law. I mean, stepdaughter, not daughter-in-law. Son-in-law, stepdaughter, and son-in-law. I don't think I get to visit them in April. So until somebody challenges that, it'd be my luck to be the idiot that gets arrested and thrown in jail for a while. We don't got money for that. And jail's not fun. Been there, done that. It's like the military, but less fun and far more annoying. So, like a lot of folks, I think, passing these laws just don't realize how many normal people these laws are affecting the wrong way and how much these laws are not needed because it's actually Republicans, usually in bathrooms, breaking laws. Or church people. Ain't never heard of no drag person getting arrested for doing things, especially not with minors. Hey, Pat, which state had that lieutenant governor 8 years in jail for pedophiling that?
It was a lawyer for the It was a lawyer for the governor's office in Alabama.
Oh, lawyer from the governor's office in Alabama. Wow. I mean, honestly, I think folks are just trying to pass all these laws so they can keep flying under the radar, pointing at us. The only reason I say I'm trans to people is to let them know I'm also a human, and this thing we vilify happens to humans, and maybe we shouldn't be vilifying folks. Otherwise, I'm just another girl, a weird, weird tall girl. I'm just a girl. And you go, oh, it's just so you can't breathe. Yeah, I'm infertile, so I can't breathe. I already was. A lot of people are born that way. And thank God that put me in the wrong meat suit. Thank God I hope not to end up in jail for, because of his best, devoutest followers. Ooh, did I piss it off? No, okay. And I'm pretty cynical, don't get me wrong. But, you know, it's a bit of survival, like, oh, what could possibly go wrong? Let's take surveys. The only thing I've done to Christians is not go to church. We need to get people in these states going to churches and throwing these weird laws onto them. I mean, if there's a manly looking chick in the restroom, I mean, are they wearing flats? In Tennessee, that's bad. You're not supposed to wear trousers. I mean, honestly, if I had good protective work dresses, I'd probably be wearing a dress, except for then I'd have to pay attention and not accidentally flash everyone. If I wear something with leg sleeves, then I don't have to really worry as much. I mean, most folks don't really want to see in other people's pants. So, and if people do, that needs to be consensual both ways. Everyone needs to be on board with the exposure and the consumption. I don't know. There ain't enough wrong in the world, so they got to invent something new. There's always been gossipers and people missing high school, so there you go. I'm going to have to do around that ring again somehow. Maybe when I'm doing the other face. Hey, we almost come full circle. So later on in life, when somebody's actually watching and it's not live, I definitely welcome comments. And if you're not being a disrespectful, bigoted racist, you're welcome to discuss about politics and humanity. Personally, I think we should be dealing with, things like healthcare and homelessness and less government waste. But hey, some folks don't have that as a priority. So. Interestingly, Canada has people in Canada have started publishing guides on LGBTQ refugee status. Apparently, their government is set up such that each region is kind of really separate. So this is all in Ontario, I was reading. And they specifically are addressing Americans, which, you know, that's what happens when people flee badly managed dictatorship countries and take refugee status elsewhere. And so this document was like, hey, here's the steps you need to go through. Maybe get that started before you come to our nation so that you don't have to go back. I thought I was done with politics, but I'm not. So it's kind of crazy. There's apparently there's something in the UN Charter countries have to agree to about genocide, and someone just listed like I don't know a dozen different examples of current laws that meet the UN definition of genocide against trans people. I was like, oh wow, huh, who'd have thunk it? Our great nation is guilty of genocide. Who'd have thunk I'd get to be a veteran of the military that supports a nation that has genocide against my own kind? Land of the free and all that. Okay, I think I'm gonna take a slightly different tack. Let's see what we can do. This is just at the edge of where the pads go. Metal case. The other part of it's kind of bad about the current crap is how it completely goes against established best medical practice and science, which, I mean, if you sort of take that crowd, that's sort of normal. I better not clean this too much or I'm going to end up painting it pink. All right, last little section, and we're going to try to turn this sucker around. Hey, still no comments, still nobody watching, I think. Oh, maybe one person. Good times. Also, I'd probably just say I'm not a real tech mechanic. This is just what I think I would do based on my experience with working on random crap. And I was a mechanic for motorcycles for 5 or 6 years. I got counts technically in the Navy. Alright. This thing isn't ridiculously heavy, but it's definitely not something you drop on your foot. Alright, let's do this face where the wheels go. Maybe I'll hit that again a little bit and see what toys we have for that. So here I'm using the leverage. Trying to use the leverage of the hub to help hold it. Okay. Oh, you can see girlfriend in the background. Now let's try not to get the cord wrapped up in this. Won't try too hard, honestly. It doesn't matter. I've done it. Oh, we should. Did we do enough in the middle? Yeah, sure. Why not? Well, it's still there. Okay. Yeah, we might put that flat spinning disc back on for that. Let's see. Well, that's about done. Or I'm about done with it anyway. I think this is pretty good steel. I mean, for all the rust that's on it, it didn't really dig in much. Still no comments. Still nobody watching. Y'all are doing Good Friday things, not watching me. Okay. We gotta do something. Do we gotta do something? I don't know. What have we got in our toys? Ooh. We have our Rotolock toy, and it has its threads, so we need to change out the whatchamajig for threaded whatchamajig. And here again, you gotta watch out for China. So that's M6, not quarter 20. This one looks really worn. Hey, what do you know? It's quarter 20. So that spun a couple times. You gotta watch out. Like if it starts spinning too much, it'll cut a groove in itself, and you won't be able to get it out. And then, like you see, that's happened here. So you just try to not overload the damn thing and hope for the best. Now let's see what this. Jeez. Let's see what this does. Kind of more of the same. Maybe. Oh wow. Maybe actually it's pretty good. It's fighting back a bit. So another alternative to this toy is getting a cement stirring device from the home improvement store. Not a paint mixer, a cement stirrer. And it'll have lower RPM, but you can put on bigger toys and you can really go into the toy. You gotta watch out. That sucker will bite you. So I've got one of those. He's like I could put on an attachment from like pedestal grinders on that thing. So yeah, it's kind of no joke. Still nobody here. That's okay. I'll pretend. I'll pretend somebody cares. Karina. So I'm like the first person I've ever seen do something this dumb with a tool. Yeah, maybe if we share it more on the internet, more folks will be like, whoa, that's awesome. It should help my productivity. see what we can do. On here. Uh-oh, we're losing our son. That sucks. Uh-oh. I gotta make sure you don't straight up lose one of these set screws. I mean, honestly, right now here at the house, I've only got these two that work. I don't think that's worth the effort. I think I'm kind of done with all that. So the real dumb question is do I really go after it with the anti-seize? I'm kind of thinking I should. So we're going to go back in the house. And we're going to grab, let's see, what are we grabbing? We're grabbing the anti-seize and the lug nuts. So if we grab the anti-seize and lug nuts, do we have a tool that could do the lug nuts, and where did they go? Well, there they are. Okay, there's the lug nuts. And then what do we do? What size do we think they are? Well, they're not 1.5 inches. What's up, baby?
Nothing. I was just saying hi.
Aw. What did I do with the socket for these? So not 32, not 36. Not 1.5 inches. Not 1 3/8 inches. Dang it. I forgot we had this problem. Well, I guess I'm just putting them on by hand until I buy a socket. Unless it's in this box. Is there a socket in this box? There is not a socket in this box. Okay. If I could make my life any more crazy, maybe it'd be even better. So back to task at hand. Anti-seize. Do I seize you? Anti-seize. Are you here?
Are you still filming?
I'm still filming, and I don't know where my anti-seize is, so screw it. I guess it doesn't get it.
Oops.
Would you oops?
Whoever's watching this on the light up and join us.
Oh. You mean your cost saving,
My knee joint.
your cost saving made it homemade cigarettes? Wow, where's my thing? Okay, there really isn't antisieze. Oh wait, what's that? What's that? What's that? Found it. Sweet. Okay, coming back to y'all. Sorry to go away so long. Oh my gosh. So bright. Okay. I don't know if this is a good or bad idea, but you know what I do know? It's gonna be fine. Pretty much I learned early on with the motorcycle, especially my own or any motorcycle I'm going to be working on in a year or three, is to definitely grease everything. Anything that touches anything else gets grease. You're like, oh, what if it contaminates the brakes? It'll burn off. It's fine. I mean, they'll still work better than they did before with the brake chambers not actuating. And I'm sort of hoping this stuff might be a little less likely to flow than grease. So if I had grease, then I actually would be like, well, it'll probably centrifugal force go outwards and maybe it would get in the drum and maybe there'd be a little more. So maybe this would be a little less. A lot of maybes. And maybe if I have to take this off again, I won't need a 10-ton hydraulic puller. A lot of maybes. So stuff gets everywhere. I'm kind of excited to be making some progress here. Like, for real, I don't do good with looming things are a lot of work. So today's just the day of, the next step, just go out, do it, and get the best done you can. And that's all you can do. Just make progress. Go that way. Make your steps. So the next steps will be, so I get the drum on. and I should adjust the brakes. Slack adjusters, technically, I think is what they say. So I do the slack adjusters, and then one of the brake chambers, thankfully, was working properly. So I've got something to base the length on, and then I'm going to cut the rods of the new brake chambers. Boring. Boring. I've been getting pretty good with the electric bass I've been playing, and it makes me happy. I haven't really gone live a lot this past week or so because just all the law stuff, you know, it's kind of hard to wake up and be happy when it feels like people hate you. So, yeah, like just that aspect, people have already hurt our nation with their laws because I was depressed and was less productive. So I wonder how many other businesses suffered and have less productivity. These single issue things are so dumb. How about just respecting people? I mean, the crap they're worried about is already a crime. It's usually committed by Republican politicians. I think I hear girlfriend practicing on her guitar. It makes me happy. So trucks have two ways of locating the wheels. There's hub centered wheels like this. See how there's these nubs? Can you see that? Yeah, you can totally see that nub. The nub on the hub. And then there are stud centered wheels where you have cones that locate on the studs. I don't know much about them beyond that, other than that they make lots of conversations on forums and in groups. And people are always changing from one kind to the other. I'm not sure I will ever change my wheels on this truck, so I don't really care. I am going to have to figure out if I want to wash them and clean them, paint them. What do I want to do with them? The outer one is kind of black and that works, so I don't know. I just don't know. Still boring. Oh, holy crap. I made it almost all the way around. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do to the chambers. We'll see. I'm definitely going to take a break and crack open a beer after this. And I should just be happy I got this much done today. Now let's spin around and look for spots we missed. Like that one. And I'm going to kind of make an inwards outwards approach, and I'm going to do one surface when the next surface is ready to bolt on. So the outside of the drum, I'm probably not going to do. I bet the auto parts store will have the socket I need. I think I need inch and an eighth. But I actually own calipers, and I'm going to check. Still no one watching. We're still safe. All right, we're done with that. So this little weirdo jack thing I've got is intended for like Harley motorcycles, and you can get it from Harbor Freight. And I didn't buy it for motorcycles, and it's been really good to me. Oof, gosh. I've used it for all kinds of dumb things, heavy things. Okay. So I'm kind of kicking the wheels to give it traction. Oh, that doesn't work. There we go. Oh, gosh. All right, I can already tell. That might work. Holy crap. How cool is that? I think that will not bottom out onto the wheel or the drum. Okay. I think that's got it. So the next thing will be to figure out how the slack adjuster works. Get those done. But how cool is that? Yay. That's my excited face. Woot. Okay. Well, I think that's going to do it for today. I'm kind of done. Yep, nobody said anything. So hour 36, not too bad. You saw me play with the toy. Oh goodness, my laptop's nasty. Um, Not too big of a mess to clean up, I guess. Could be worse. Anyhow, thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to say something. I don't know. If you watch, say hi. If you liked, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. There's more stupidity coming. There's a whole lot of truck left to fix. See? See? Oh, yeah. Anyway, find the finish button. To there. Oh, end stream. Okay. Anyhow, thanks again. Bye.